Hello guys, and welcome back to a YouTube video. No surprise, I've been missing for a little while, so please bear with me. The light is currently shining in my face, the sun keeps coming in and out, so yeah, just bear with me on that. I am going to try and make sure that, you know, it's not too bad, but we'll see how we go throughout the video. Obviously this is probably like the second time I've used my microphone, so I'm really hoping that I'm not screaming down your ear holes at the moment. But as you may have guessed by today's video title, we're going to be talking about the fear of being seen and how that really impacts your daily life, how to sort of go about it, how to overcome the fear of being seen, and everything that's kind of associated with that. This is going to be more of like a sit down chit chat kind of video, so you know, bear with me. There's probably a lot of times that I will be rambling on, but that's all part of the fun. So yeah, I'm super excited. This one, like I said, it is going to be a longer one, so like grab a beverage. It's probably very, what's the word, advised that you grab a beverage, maybe even a snack, you know, and join in the conversation. Join in, let's talk about it, let's open our minds to some other ideas and perspectives on certain things. So yeah, my beverage of the day today is going to be a coffee. I will say this is my second coffee of the day, and it's currently like, I think it's 4:30. It's not great, you know, I'm gonna have nightmares, but that's okay. So, the fear of being seen. What is it that I mean by that? I think for a lot of people, especially women, I mean, I feel like this does apply to everybody, but I feel like especially for women, there is this fear in today's day and age where if you want to try something, a lot of people don't do it just because they're too scared of what people may think, how people may perceive them, etc. I myself am incredibly guilty of this, even recording this video right now. I kind of feel like a bit of a hypocrite, I'm not gonna lie, because I've asked my partner about 10 times, is this too cringy? Are people gonna judge me for this? I really hope that I'm not gonna get roasted. And all of that is definitely, you know, perpetuating that concept that, you know, fear should hold us back, and it definitely shouldn't. So when I talk about the fear of being seen, I'm really talking about the fear of putting yourself out there just because you're afraid of what people may say and what people may think of you. You know, we do live in a society nowadays where everything is on the internet and anyone can find anything about you, and it's really hard to keep yourself private, I think. And you know, a lot of times if you want to try a business or a side hustle or something a little bit different, you know, people are going to eventually find out. They will. And I think for a lot of people that's really quite discouraging, because especially if you're like, you know, in school or you're doing a normal 9 to 5, it can be really daunting knowing that maybe somebody's going to come up to you and go, I saw your YouTube video. Yeah, I watched your YouTube video. It's like, it's a little bit terrifying. It's a little bit terrifying. I did have a crystal business for, I'm going to say a year. It was like, I had a very strong online presence for, I would say, a year and a half. But for a year of that, I had like a proper crystal business where I was selling crystals, I was doing tarot readings, and I still loved that very much. But just my 9 to 5 got in the way of that, definitely. And it was a lot of energy that I just didn't have any more to give. But I remember when I first started, you know, the crystal business, I was absolutely terrified that people were going to find out, and they did. And you know what, when they did find out, it was absolutely fine. So it's like, it's one of these things that the fear of being seen is really holding you back from trying new things. Like, how, I want you to ask yourselves this question, how many times have you wanted to do something, like really wanted to do something, you wanted to try a new hobby, you wanted to do something different, I don't even know, like maybe you wanted to go to the gym, you know, and you didn't go to the gym because you know that there's people that you know that go to the gym, and you don't want to be seen there because you've never been to the gym before, you don't know how to lift weights, you know how to look good lifting them weights, and that discourages you and you end up not going, and you end up basically putting putting yourself on the back burner because of the fears holding you back of what other people may think, at the end of the day, that's incredibly damaging. It's not helping you. It really isn't, because now you could be, working on them gains, and you haven't been working on them gains. And now, it's been a year. You no longer fit into your favorite pair of jeans, which, weight gain, there's nothing wrong with it. It's absolutely fine, but I'm just using this as an example. And you haven't reached your fitness goals. You haven't reached the goals that you set for yourself in terms of mental health as well, because we all know that going to the gym, getting a good workout in helps with your mental health. And you basically waited on yourself for a whole year just because you're scared that the person that you went to school with may have seen you. Like, it's just not worth it. We don't vibe with that. Not here. I'm getting pins and needles in my leg because I'm sitting on the floor. Great fun. So the fear of being seen stopped you from achieving your goals, and I think this is so normal for so many people. Like I said, I'm definitely somebody who has fallen down that rabbit hole, especially recently. I started a new job in last Feb, the 9-to-5 that I'm currently in, and because of that 9-to-5 took so much of my time, I ended up closing down the crystal business, which I don't regret entirely. I do sometimes because I really enjoyed selling crystals and I loved my little online shop and my little online community, but at the same time, I feel like the crystal and esoteric spiritual side of things has gotten very saturated, although that's a topic of discussion for another day. That's not what we're here to talk about. But yeah, I basically started my 9-to-5 and I closed down the crystal business because I was like, this is just taking too much time, and I just would rather rest in those extra hours than, worry about packages and stuff. But then I really wanted to get back into YouTube. Like, that was something that I wanted to do for such a long time. The sun is gone, I can see, I'm not blind. That's something that I wanted to do for such a long time. But I was really scared that the people who I work with were going to see my YouTube videos and they were going to take the piss out of me. And quite frankly, I still am a little bit nervous. But at the end of the day, you don't know until you try something. And there's been so many instances in my life where I've kind of like slowed down, or I haven't done things because I've been too afraid of what people will think. And honestly, no one gives a shit. Like, in the grand scheme of things, literally no one gives a shit. They don't care what you're doing in your spare time. They don't care if you're making cringy little YouTube videos. They don't care if you're going to the gym. They really don't care. And the people that do care and do talk about that stuff, they've got pretty sad lives because they've got nothing else to do and to talk about. So my kind of take on that would be, do it anyway. Why are you worried about what people will think when the people that are going to be talking about you have got pretty depressing lives, and you don't want to be like that? And I just feel like it's so easy to get sucked down that rabbit hole of, not doing things because of other people's opinions of you. But at the end of the day, if you change jobs, if you move out of town, if you for some reason change your friendship groups, no one's going to care. Like, literally no one's going to care, because you're going to be living a separate life anyway. So why are you letting these individuals impact your decisions that you're currently making today? It's weird. It's very weird. Again, I do feel like a tiny bit of a hypocrite, I'm not going to lie. But that being said, we learn from our mistakes. The other thing, kind of on the fear of being seen, I kind of feel like a lot of people, and like I was saying, I know that we live in the 21st century, so I get that everything's online and it's kind of hard to keep yourself private and not have an online presence. I've actually currently deleted all of my social media. I still have my accounts, I just don't have the apps on my phone anymore. I feel like it's been a huge help in my mental health. I would highly recommend somebody else trying that, because again, that's like a whole other video in itself, and I would like to do something talking about social media, but something really structured, because this is just a willy-nilly talk. Okay, there's no structure to this, there's no research or anything like that. It's just my thoughts and feelings to you guys. So that's it. But yeah, social media, I deleted it. I feel so much better for doing that. And I suppose you could argue this is social media, kind of, to an extent. But it's not the same as like Instagram or TikTok or whatever. So yeah, I get it. We live in a time at the moment where everything's online and you can find anything out about anybody, and it's really hard to keep private, and it's really hard to try something new without people seeing it and people knowing about it. But at the end of the day, like I said, people will talk and then they'll move on to the next thing. I feel like for a lot of people, you know, they stop themselves from being the best versions of themselves they can be because of the fear of what's going to happen in the moment. But people don't think long term. Like, okay, you're going to maybe get a little bit bullied for a couple of months, maybe even a year or two, but 3-4 years down the line, you're going to be living out your dream, your passion. You're going to be the best version of yourself. While those individuals that were talking about you and taking the piss out of you, they're still going to be in the same 9 to 5, or they're still going to be, you know, complaining about the diets that they keep doing unsuccessfully because they can't change their mindset about things, you know. So at the end of the day, I feel like, although it's scary to take that leap and do things differently against the grain and really follow what it is that you want to do, but doing so is kind of inspiring. Like, it's inspiring. Down the line, you're going to be a completely different person, and you're going to be the best version of yourself, and you're going to be living out your dreams and your passions while everybody else is just sitting and watching and going, damn, I wish I did that. That's pretty cool. That's pretty damn cool, if I do say so myself. I would also like to say that being afraid of people's opinions, people are always going to have something to say, whether it be negative, whether it be positive. I feel like as individuals, it's really important that you don't associate any of your worth with other people's opinions of you. At the end of the day, everyone's going to have something to say. You know, if you stay in that 9 to 5, or if you, I don't know, you don't start that art project that you wanted. For an example, this is the only example that's coming to my head. You've always wanted to write a book, okay? You've wanted to be an author. You currently work in a Costa. There's absolutely nothing wrong with working in a Costa. I'm not judging anybody who is currently there, but you've wanted to be a writer. That was your dream for years. It's something you've always wanted to try, even if it means that you don't leave Costa. That's fine, but you've always wanted to be a writer, okay? Set the scene. Really, really step into those shoes. Really feel yourself being this person that I'm describing. And your name is Lucy. Lucy, I don't know why Lucy, but your name's Lucy and you want to be a writer. Lucy spends her whole time in Costa serving up coffees and dreaming about the day that she wants to be a writer. She's got this amazing idea of a book that she wants to write. Brilliant idea. It's incredible. It's fantastic. But Lucy isn't going to do it because she's really scared of what Ben, her co-worker, is going to say. And the group of friends that she had from school 3 years ago, she's scared of what they're going to say about this as well, because her book idea is completely wacky and it's different to anything that's on the market, and she's scared of what they're going to say about that once her book goes out, because she's going to have to create an online presence. She's going to have to obviously promote her work, and oh my god, what if it fails? What are people going to say? What are people going to think? Okay, Lucy, swap the narrative, okay? Flip the narrative for a second. What if you write this book, you create an online presence, you end up being an absolute hit, a complete success. Your book's a bestseller. You now have sold out publishing gigs. I don't know if this is a thing. I'm literally just making it up. And you're living your best life. And 3 years down the line, you're no longer in Costa. You are living in your dream home, which could be a grand mansion, or it could literally be a little cottage up in Scotland where it's nice. My dream, kind of. And there you go. You took the leap of faith. You dealt with a little bit of the sarcastic comments from Ben, because every once in a while I'd be like, oh, Lucy here, she wants to be a writer. Yeah, well, Lucy is a writer now. and she's living her best life, and Ben is still serving up coffees. Nothing wrong with that, but you won't know if you don't do it. On the other hand, let's say Lucy's writing gig failed and it didn't go the way that she wanted it to go. Well, now she's found a different passion. She's found a passion for, actually being in marketing. So my camera died. Well, it didn't die. It just stopped recording. So back to part 2. So let's say, Lucy found a love for marketing that she never knew that she had, and now she's found a career that she genuinely feels passionate about, and she's going to go into marketing. Now Lucy's got a career that she loves, she's doing something that she enjoys every single day, and she's still living in that dream house of hers with the dream group of friends because she's met like-minded people along the way. Lucy would have never found that if she didn't take the leap of faith and stop giving a fuck about what people think. So at the end of the day, stop being scared of being seen. People are always going to have things to say. People are always going to judge. People will always think that they're better than you, smarter than you. And do you know what? Some people will be. Some people genuinely will be smarter than you and better than you. I think it's almost damaging to think that you are the best at something, because I think there's always room for improvement, and I think that it's a good thing to want to learn more and to improve, and I think it's a good thing to seek out individuals in certain areas of interest that could maybe teach you things along the way. But that being said, you don't know what is out there until you try it, and being scared of other people's opinions is not going to get you closer to trying it. At the end of the day, if you've got an idea, if you've got a goal in mind, if you've got any sort of like passion that you want to pursue, it's come to you for a reason. I'm a strong believer in ideas coming to us because they're meant to be fulfilled by us, and if you don't fulfill that idea, that creative spark that you've got in the moment, or that dream that you've had for years, it's always going to be there. For an example, something I really want to do is I really want to travel. I wanted to travel when I left sixth form, but COVID happened, and I don't think that bug for traveling is ever going to go. I just have to change my timeline a little bit, but it's still going to happen. It's still a dream, and it is a dream that I'm very much, willing to charge at full pelt. But for a really long time, when people would ask me what I want to do, I'd be like, I just want to work the 9 to 5. And while I love my job, I still want to travel. I still want to see the world. There's a lot of things that I really want to do and I'm really passionate about, and I think that I'm kind of sick and tired of telling people that I'm happy with what I've got currently, because I am happy, I'm grateful for everything that I've got, but there's a whole big wide world out there, and if you don't grab life by the lemons and make lemonade, life will just squeeze those lemons into your eyes. So take the idea, roll with it, stop being scared of what people think, stop being scared of how people may perceive you, because at the end of the day, there's going to be people that don't like you and there's going to be people that like you, and that's okay. That's actually great, because if everybody liked you, I'd be a little bit concerned, because it probably means that you put on a different hat to suit everybody else's needs, which then means you're not necessarily living authentically as yourself. So, do that thing that you've wanted to do, think about that goal that you've had forever, and just do it. Absolutely just do it. I feel like I'm turning into a Nike advert, but it is what it is. Just do it. If that's the one thing that you're going to take away from this video, I hope that's it. I'd love to get a little bit of a conversation going, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. What are some things that you've always wanted to do, or have you got any examples of when being scared of being seen held you back, and then you did the thing and it actually ended up working out really well for you? I think that my crystal shop was probably the first thing, and then I did it and it was the best thing that I could have ever done, and now I'm trying to build up that online presence again, but doing something a little bit different. So yeah, I look forward to seeing what you guys have to say in the comments down below. Please be sure to like this video, subscribe if you like this kind of chit chat, conversation. This is kind of the route that I want to take my YouTube channel down now. I'm not saying that tarot readings are not coming back. They probably will in the future, but just as for now, I'm really quite happy to just do these chit chat can't speak. These chit chat these chit chat style videos. Don't know why I really struggle with that. Having a stroke. But yeah, if you really like this, subscribe, like, comment, join the family, share this video. It would help me a lot and I would really appreciate it. And yeah, have an amazing week. Have a fabulous rest of your day. And I shall see you guys in my next video. Bye.